Today we're looking at a couple of text message crash outs and an extra one that doesn't exactly have a happy ending, but I was still compelled to yank this one for the books. This is one of my favorite genres of content. If there was a try not to watch YouTube while eating challenge, I think I'd collapse inward like a cheap tent in a small gust of wind. Like, this subreddit called r/text is an infinite goldmine of some truly bizarre behavior. One thing I see that's very common in this thread is like creeps trying every possible angle to try impressing a woman in exchange for their eternal love. Texting them with some kind of message that says like, I will jump out of a window 10 stories high, and if I survive the landing, you owe me a kiss. You know, that kind of stalker behavior where some guy manages to set the down bad bar higher each time. It's truly the peak of human evolution. Speaking of which, our first order of business here is about a girl whose high school ex-boyfriend tried reconnecting with her after 4 years. Now, the context behind this gets absolutely wild, and I should probably make the disclaimer now, and not later, that there is no concrete proof that any of these stories are 100% accurate. Alright, now that I've said this, let's continue. So, the boyfriend cheated. Then, when he went to this girl's house to apologize, he ran over her childhood dog. I think if I was the boyfriend in this situation, which I'm not, because I've never cheated nor ran over my ex's dog, but let's say hypothetically I was a piece of shit, I don't think there's any coming back from that. I would be so filled with shame, as any normal-headed person would, that I would wipe my identity clean, change my name to something like Dude Person, and start a new life in another country like Thailand. But I'm not that guy. God, I feel like I'm not doing a good job at putting myself in his shoes here. But my point is, nobody wants to be in this guy's shoes. Most people probably won't be. And I would be too ashamed to show my face after something this bad. Then, she ends the backstory with, we haven't spoken in years. Period. End of story. But, spoiler alert, the story doesn't end here. It just gets worse for our antagonist here. So after 4 years of no contact, the girlfriend here must have not blocked him, which I find a little bit odd. Like, why keep his contact after that whole fiasco? I guess I don't fully understand that, but in any case. Hey, it's been a while. How are you? Hey, are you on Easter break? Does your university have that? Mine does. Hey, I saw you just posted an Insta story. Why aren't you replying to me? Oh lordy, this is not going so well, is it, Ethan? I love his desperate cold approach strategy here, just pretending like nothing happened. Like, I imagine in his mind he's thinking, it's been 4 years. She probably forgot all about it. There's no way she wouldn't forgive me. I mean, cheating on her and turning her family pet into roadkill isn't worth holding a grudge. I think she'll come around. This dude is having a full-on schizo chat with himself here until she finally responds with, Ethan, I mean no disrespect, but our paths diverged years ago, and I'd rather not bring up old stuff. Then he responds with, we could reconnect though, with the Riz emoji. Are you on break? It's like she's talking to an early 2010s chatbot that was only programmed with one response. This is exactly how he's trying to persuade her, by blatantly ignoring her and hoping that she'll just yield. It's so unbelievably pathetic. And she's handling this in such a respectful and cordial way, more than I would, more than 99% of people. But there's also the possibility that she's afraid of what he might be capable of, especially if he showed up to her house unannounced before. Earlier I had said that I didn't know why she kept Ethan here unblocked, but I think it makes more sense now. It sucks that this is the reality of some past relationships, but sometimes the person you broke up with may have been a psychopath. The fear is that if you block them, they will desperately find another way to reach you, and maybe she feared he would try showing up to her house again. But yeah, I can tell that she's trying to de-escalate the situation, but That just sends Ethan into a frenzy, as you'll see further on. She says, "In the best way possible, I don't want to see you. I'm in a good place, and once again, I don't want to deal with past things I've already worked on." Why are you being so mean to me? I'm sorry if it comes across that way. I'm not trying to be. I'm just trying to clearly communicate, that way both of us are better off. And now, after exhausting all options to kindly make him go away, he absolutely blows a fuse. I imagine the first 2 times she tried giving him the hint that she has zero interest in anything to do with this guy, that he still wasn't convinced. Just flat out denial. But, as we all know from School of Rock, 3 is a magic number. So, with her third reply here, I bet you could see his head experience a short circuit, like when R2-D2 in Star Wars uses his middle arm to stun other droids. You know what I'm talking about? Hold on, let me play the clip. Like that. Yeah, his brain could not comprehend the rejection from the very person he wronged. So he responds back with a nice essay style and somewhat poetic message. Yeah, maybe I don't like people going after me for a mistake I done made years ago, and dealt with the consequences and dealt with all of the shit and, like, basically repented. And shit, like, man, if y'all trying to think I'm some crazy-ass dude, you're probably right, but anyways, nah, like, I ain't just trying to... God. Okay, I need to reread this first section here because he's definitely just mashing the keyboard, and I'm having trouble translating it. I salute Apple for using autocorrect here, but his grammar still stands the test of time.
Shit. Like, man, if y'all trying to think I'm some crazy-ass dude, you probably right. But anyways, nah, like, I ain't just trying to fuck up people's lives, believe it or not. And like, I've been making myself better. Better or for worse. But y'all ain't gave me the recognition. 'Cause y'all ain't know me. But like, y'all was gonna act like this anyways. 'Cause y'all always treated me poorly. So I ain't surprising that. As soon as y'all can find a reason, y'all gon' hold that over my head till the day I die. 'Cause y'all do not like me.
Alright, so maybe he didn't actually use the keyboard here. He 100% spam tapped the iMessage word suggestions that populate as you're typing. This is what I'm talking about. I love how he refers to her as y'all, as if he's arguing with a large group of people. Take a shot every time he says y'all. I guarantee the blackout will be quick and painless. Then after his total meltdown here, she ends the conversation cordially again by saying, "I'm going to block you now. Wishing you the best." The mic drop must have been the weight of 3 semi-trucks, because she absolutely destroyed him with just a few words. This is on the same level as those videos of people saying, "You can't park there," to a car that just hit a barrier and it's engulfed in flames. Like, it's that kind of rage bait that takes little to no effort to set somebody off. The whole thing just kills me because this stupid, pathetic loser probably got cheated on himself and only realized he fucked up 4 years later, and then gets mad at her when it doesn't go his way. His crash out is like a middle schooler on Xbox Live just yelling out as many cuss words as possible to try and get his point across. Except I don't think anyone knows what point he was trying to make. That door slammed his ass on the way out. Moving on though. This is a shorter one, but still not a great day for our protagonist here in this story. A story that would turn our protagonist into an antagonist if it was a TV show. This guy had secured a date with a girl from a dating app, and it seemed they agreed to meet at a restaurant called Gabby's. So she texts him saying, "Can we try 7 p.m. then?" And he says, "Sure. So we are meeting at Gabby's at 7 then?" And she says, "Yes. Sounds good. See you then." And at this point, there's just no response from her. He says, "I'm here. I got us a table in the front." And I assume after this point, he's just been waiting there for about an hour. And then he follows up with another text saying, "I'm leaving if you don't show up very soon, or send me a text explaining you're running late, and we'll be here soon." And then I'm sure he waits maybe another hour, and then says, "Why would you make plans with someone and not show up or text explaining why you couldn't make it?" Now, This is some pretty scummy behavior that seems to be all too common with online dating. I myself have luckily never been on the receiving end or the giving end of this kind of behavior, but I can imagine the sheer pain and frustration this guy felt, as I'm sure he was looking forward to meeting this girl. It's a behavior that, unfortunately, we've seen is all too common in today's dating society, to the point where people have forgotten basic manners altogether, which is something that's taught at a very early age, you would hope. This girl couldn't even do this guy the bare minimum of letting him know that she's no longer interested before he got ready, drove to the location, and even got her a table. I hope this experience didn't turn this guy into the next Joker, because this is just unacceptable and childish behavior on her part, 100%. Just say something. It doesn't even have to be nice. I've said this to all of my close friends when it comes to dating. I would rather have someone tell me I look wretched and then kick me to the curb. I appreciate honesty even if it comes off mean-spirited. But saying you're gonna hang out with someone, then silently bail out is straight up diabolical. Like, even if she just blocked him from the start, at the very least, he could see that no messages are getting through to her, thus he'd probably get the hint. What a world we live in. Thanks for watching.